Gone. Madam?
Yeah, she's left. If she attends a call, she'll miss it. That's why I didn't ring up to her. But I don't know now how she left it. Wait, 1 minute. No, she's not there.
Madam, you call by phone.
Yeah.
Make a call. Hello, madam.
Hang up to her. She'll come. She'll come back.
Okay.
Madam has come. She has muted her mic and this thing. Yeah. Yes, madam. Madam, unmute your mic. Madam, unmute your mic. Yes, ma'am. ஆன் ஆயிடுச்சு. பேசுங்க.
Yes.
பேசுங்க மேடம். எஸ் மேடம். கேக்குது மேடம். Deliver the inaugural address. Madam, please deliver the inaugural address. இல்ல, நீங்க டெலிவர் பண்ணுங்க. inaugural address கொடுங்க மேடம். Madam, we request you to inaugurate the session.
Being organized by Dr. Udin, assistant members of the department. I congratulate everyone. This is a molecular regional. Hello.
Hello. Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
madam. Yes, madam. Continue. We can hear. You are audible.
You are audible, please.
Hello.
Please proceeding, madam.
Molecular organized by Department of College. Molecular biology like stem cells technology is now being organized for. So this is a new technology built by Dr. Maheshwari. I wish you all good luck and all the best those who have joined in webinar on molecular regenerative biology. Okay. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much, madam. Thank you for your nice inaugural address and being with multidisciplinary skills in all aspects of our science and arts. Thank you very much, madam. So this is the time to introduce our today's resource person, Professor from Manoramani Sundara University, Tirunelveli. Now I invite our HOD, Dr. S. Uma Maheshwari, to introduce our guest. Please, madam.
Thank you, sir. It's my honor to introduce our chief guest, Professor Dr. S. Sudhagar. He was an outstanding student and first rank holder in his PG program in biology at Madurai Kamaraj University. He was awarded the Doctor of Philosophy in the field of microbiology for his thesis entitled Studies of Electron Microscopy and Molecular Biology on Helicobacter nucleopolyheterosis virus at Madurai Kamaraj University. He has held various positions in his academic arena as JRF, SRF, and postdoctoral fellow and research associate for the projects funded under the UGC and DBT. And in his journey of teaching career, he has served as associate professor. At present, he is professor and heading the Department of Biotechnology at Manonmaniam Sundarnar University, Tirunelveli. He is also a recipient of several awards. He is a recipient of the best subject and presentation among young scientists by the Uttar Pradesh Zoological Society in 1995. And he is also the recipient of the Best Presentation and Research Award by the University of California in 2004. He has published research articles in internationally well-reputed journals, and he has filed 3 patents for his work on composition of mouthwash with ethanol extract of Glycyrrhiza glabrata and novel broad-spectrum antibacterial substance from G. glabra, and for the identification and structural elucidation of new anti-tuberculosis drug. He has authored 2 books titled Viral Pesticides for Environmental Safety and Checkpoint Research Methods in Life Sciences. He has an outstanding career academic performance. And regarding and I take this special privilege on this virtual platform to welcome Professor Dr. Sudhakar sir, who has accepted to be the resource person for this webinar. You all know regeneration is the process of renewal, restoration, and tissue growth that makes genomes, cells, organisms, and ecosystem resilient to natural fluctuations or events that cause damage. From the single cell bacterium to the highest evolved mammals, there is differential ability to regenerate the body parts. Explaining these variations in the ability to regenerate the lost parts remains a major challenge in biology. Great efforts have been made in understanding the phylogenetic distribution, ecological context, and developmental basis of regeneration. And these new data generated would yield novel insights into why and how regeneration evolves. Despite the growing research in understanding the molecular basis of regeneration, our understanding about this process is still in the rudimentary stage. Thus, for better understanding of the mechanism of the loss of the basis of regeneration, and which has to be dealt in a multidimensional approach, this webinar would serve as a virtual platform to understand this fascinating phenomenon involved in the regeneration process. I once again express my deep sense of gratitude and thanks to all the participants and the resource persons who have shared the virtual platform to perpetuate their knowledge in the phenomenon of regeneration. Thank you. Stay safe, stay at home.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for your nice introduction about resource person. Now I invite our resource person and eminent professor, Dr. S. Sudhakar, Professor of Biotechnology, to deliver his lecture. Sir, please.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you all. Thank you for the organizer for providing nice opportunity to share my views among the student community. And madam, can you share the slides?
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
Actually, this is really nice, and Trichy is very unique place actually.
Yes,
and
sir.
variety of research opportunities are there in and around Trichy. One among the best resource in the Trichy is the fossils. Actually, Trichy, Perambalur, Ariyalur area, we have so much of fossil deposits. And anyone, if you can collect them, I think it's possible to collect more than 40,000 different varieties of fossils. I request the participants who are from the Ariyalur and Perambalur, Trichy, can try to collect them. It's possible to collect more than 40,000. That will be a great resource for the future studies. With this, can you go to the full screen?
Yes, sir. So slideshow. Krishnamurthy slideshow.
Yes, we can. Now we have
Slideshow.
Yes, we have put in full size, but not viewed in the cell phone or the mobile.
Okay.
We already put in the full size only.
Okay.
Okay, but I couldn't see. Where is it?
Wait.
It's a wait.
Yeah, I have to pin it. That's it. Who's sharing?
Yes. How is?
Sir, Krishnamurti is sharing, sir. Anyway, if you want
Okay.
me also to share, I can share in my desktop. So I'm waiting.
No problem. No problem.
uh,
You share them.
okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Full screen. I think full screen not available.
Sir, Krishnamurti, sir.
Madam, already we open, madam.
Okay.
Yeah, full.
Okay. So
Full screen.
Our laptop is the full
know-
screen, but
Oh,
okay, it's okay then. Okay, it's okay then.
okay.
Participants, you can adjust the figure size. If you touch the screen and you can adjust
Okay.
the figure size, accordingly, you can view the information. Okay, if you want, you can enlarge the figure size and yeah,
Yes.
and now it's perfect. Yes. I'm from Tirunelveli actually. I think most of you may know Tirunelveli. This is from southern district of Tamil Nadu, close to Kanyakumari. Yeah, please, all please, can you mute except those who from except the Krishnamurti sir. All please mute your mic. Because he has to change the slide. So, yeah, except please, yeah. So Tirunelveli is a southern district of Tamil Nadu, and actually this very hot place like Tiruchi. But fortunately, we have many different waterfalls. Around 20-25 waterfalls we have in the Western Ghats region. So if you have a chance to enter inside, the area is almost like a heaven. We can enjoy a lot. So usually during the holiday season and also during the weekend season, I used to be there, and having we can have nice bath, and also we can trek in the very chill area of Western Ghats. Some of the slide I want to show you. Okay. Yeah, please go to the next slide. Next slide.
Krishnamurti, sir, next slide. Krishnamurti, sir.
Yes, I have. Wait. Yes.
Yeah, go to the next slide. Yeah. Yeah, this is other waterfall in our area. The next slide. Next slide. Yeah, this is very close to our university, just 30 kilometers from our university. Very nice area. Yeah, next slide.
Next. Come closer.
Yeah. Yes, this is the area we are going to discuss today. This is about a regeneration process. Regeneration is an amazing process. The lower animal like annelids and nematodes, and also a group of many animal we can say in our animal system. They can regenerate the lost or damaged body parts. The regeneration is very common in lizard also. Okay, this reptile lizard also can regenerate the tail. Very big animal like Komodo dragon also can regenerate their limbs. And here, almost for last 13 years, I'm working on regenerative biology using earthworm as a model. So here it's very a nice animal model. We can understand very important, also highly complex the regeneration process. So the animal, if you cut the head region or the tail region, the animal can survive and the body part. So if you can understand the event of regeneration, that will be nice. The knowledge can be used for different area. Also, almost all disease, if regeneration is possible, we have a nice, technology to activate regeneration process. Almost all disease we can cure. So, understanding the regeneration is very important. Of course, you should know that research is highly expensive area. And for example, if we maintain a mouse or rat, per year we have to spend around 5 lakh rupee to feed the animal. Mouse or rat, we have to feed them continuously, and that we require around 5 lakh rupee to feed them. But the same quality of research can be done using FMS model, but the expenditure is almost zero. So no cost, but high quality research is possible using FMS model. Okay, go to next slide. Krishnamurthy sir,
Sir,
you have to be really, really attentive. Next slide.
it comes very slow. We change it next time. It comes to very slow.
So the speed looks like very slow. It will take long time.
Sir, wait a minute.
Changing the slide, delivering information is challenging. Also, the area which I have selected, this is really complex area. I need your full support. Yeah. Yeah, go to full screen. Can you go to full screen? Hello? Sir, Krishnamurthy sir, please turn on your mic.
Krishnamurthy sir.
இல்ல இப்படி பண்ணா சரியில்லையே எனக்கு எனக்கு வந்து இது வந்து
Actually, sir, very sorry, sir. Mobile அப்படிதான் sir.
Wait sir, wait sir.
Please.
Sir, இல்ல Krishnamurthy.
Technical issues, sir.
Okay.
Krishnamurthy sir.
வெரி ஸ்லோவா இருக்கு மேடம், வேற ஒண்ணும் இல்ல சிஸ்டம்.
இல்ல நான் என்ன சொல்றேன்னா நான் பிரசன்ட் பண்ணுவாங்கறேன்.
பண்ணுங்க பண்றேன்.
இல்ல சிஸ்டம்லயே பண்றீங்க, செல்ல பண்றீங்க, ரெண்டுமே பண்றீங்க.
Okay. Okay. Except Krishnamurthy sir, all of you please. Except Krishnamurthy sir, all please mute your mic. Krishnamurthy sir, you turn on your mic, okay? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So now a small creature in your screen. This is a fly. It's a small fly. It's not a house fly. but this is a fruit fly. Okay, this fly you can see on banana, right? On the ripened banana, you can see the small fly, very small one. The structure wise almost, sir, don't do anything. Okay, just you share the screen. Don't play with your mobile or anything. Okay, you have to just to change the slide when I say, but don't touch anything else because you know what I'm going to talk today is complex area. So if you cooperate with me, it will be easy for me. Otherwise, the the participant will be frustrated.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay, so please don't do anything in your phone. Just to change the slide when I say.
Okay, okay.
Okay, right. So the fly you can see on banana, on ripened banana. Otherwise, if you didn't take a bath for a day, you can see a lot of them around your eye. Around your eyes, you can see a lot of them. This is Drosophila. This is Drosophila fruit fly. This animal is a very great, animal model to understand variety of genetic diseases and genetic concepts. So we used it, around the world. Scientists have used, millions of those creatures to understand genetics. Most of the ear disease, most of the eye disease, the genetic behind them. Okay, the genetic behind the ear, genetic behind the eye, also genetic behind the diseases in eye and ear diseases were, decoded, decoded using this animal. So, understanding the Drosophila is much important for understanding the biology. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so using random mutagenesis technique, there are many techniques. We can mutate our gene. So the random mutagenesis technique was used like X-ray and also very different chemical induced mutation from possibilities are there. We can use either X-ray or variety of chemicals are there to induce mutations. So using a random mutagenesis technique, a group of scientists, they obtained wingless Drosophila. This is also Drosophila, but there is no wing on it. So this is called wingless Drosophila. So what they did, they know that this is a result of a mutation, but they induce the mutation, but they don't know where exactly the mutation is there. So scientists isolated the DNA of the wingless, the Drosophila, and then they sequenced it, and then they understood the region of mutation. Okay, and that region is called wingless gene. The protein, we can say the wingless protein, they call. Okay, from that onwards, very nice area of biology emerged. Go to next slide. Yeah, so this is the protein on 1982. The Wnt molecule was found out. Wnt is a protein molecule. The gene which encodes the protein is a Wnt gene. The gene was discovered on 1982. This is a small protein, and this is a secretory protein, like insulin, like many different protein. We have like interleukins, like growth factors. Many proteins are secreted out. Okay, synthesis is inside the cell, but after synthesis of protein, the proteins are excreted out. There are many, like insulin and interleukins and growth factors, etc. Likewise, the Wnt protein also secretory protein. This protein is secreted out, and they can do a lot of function. So then later, people found out by homology wise. Homology means the protein sequence similarity wise. They found out more than 18 different Wnt protein. Slight difference between the protein sequences, but they are different gene. So our genome, has around 18 different Wnt molecule in our genome. Wnt genes are totally 18 genes. They produce 18 different, Wnt molecules. So each one of them is doing a unique function. Okay, it's not, we don't have much time to see all of them, but in general, I'm going to tell you about the Wnt. Okay, next slide, please. Yes. So in the Wnt, there are many proteins associated with the Wnt molecule. Here I'm going to tell about the GSK3 beta. This is another protein. Okay, this is a multitasking protein. Means a protein has more than one function. It's almost like you. When you are very close to your mother, you are a son. When you are with your wife, you are a husband. When you are in college, you are a teacher. When you are traveling somewhere in a bus, you are a traveler. So based on your location, okay, your present location, your face is changing. Okay, sometimes you act as some son, sometimes you act as a like husband, sometimes you act as a teacher. Likewise, your responsibility is changing time to time. Likewise, protein also the same. Okay, during embryogenesis, they are working differently. Okay, during sleeping, some proteins are working differently. Likewise, in different occasion and different time, the protein function differs. This GSK is much important for glycogen storage. Also, this protein works with the Wnt, and it helps us in many different ways. We can see later. Okay, next slide, please. Yes, see here, this is our plasma membrane. Biology students, you must know the structure and function of plasma membrane. So here, if you see the plasma membrane, there are two layers, different lipid layer. That in this two different lipid layer, many integral proteins are there. Okay, they are part and parcel of a plasma membrane. They have variety of functions. Okay, so many different varieties we can see one by one. Okay, this understanding of cell membrane is much important to understand Wnt signaling. Okay, next slide, please. So if you see here, there are three membrane protein in the plasma membrane. Major three different type of membrane proteins are there. One is integral protein, another one is anchored protein, another one is peripheral protein. Okay, integral protein means a part of the protein will be inside the cell. Another small portion is in between the plasma membrane. Plasma membrane has three different lipid layer. In between these two lipid layer, one region of the protein is there, and small portion of the protein outside the cell. So outside the cell one portion, inside the cell one portion, in between the membrane is another portion. Such a protein is called integral proteins. Okay, then one more proteins are there, anchored protein. Anchored proteins are hanging in the inner membrane of cells or outer membrane of the cells. They are hanging. Okay, so such a protein is called the anchored protein. So with the anchored protein or integral protein, some proteins are binding. Those proteins we are calling as a peripheral protein. Okay, so one is a peripheral protein, another one is anchored protein, another one is integral protein. Peripheral protein are loosely associated protein with membrane. Integral and also anchored proteins are tightly associated protein with this membrane. Okay, next slide, please. Yes, this integral and also anchored protein can be divided into 6 different groups. Type 1 is a type 1 integral protein is the N-terminal region of the protein is outside the cell. The carboxyl group is inside the cell. Okay, and also it has a transmembrane domain. This protein is called type 1 integral protein. Type 2 integral protein is in reverse pattern. This carboxyl group is outside the cell, and the amino group is inside the cell. Such a group of the membrane protein is called type 2 integral protein. Type 3 integral protein, the transmembrane domain, the domain which are in between the plasma membrane or many, okay, is called type 3 integral proteins. And type 4 are group of protein like a type 1 or type 2 protein. They are present very, very close to each other, and they can do one function. For a single function, they are grouping together and they work. Such a protein are called, type 4 type of integral proteins. Type 5 proteins is anchored protein inside the cell. Okay, and type last one, type 6 protein or integral protein, they it's an anchored protein. They anchored in outside the cell. Okay, so these are the 6 different type of integral proteins. These proteins, they work differently and they control the cell. Okay, even cell division and cell migration and now cell to cell communication, so many function these proteins are doing. Okay, so these proteins are much important to understand cancer. These proteins are much important to understand regeneration and so on. Okay, so biologists, you should know a little bit the knowledge at the molecular level. Then you will be appreciated. It will be easy for you to understand the bioprocess. Okay, next slide, please. So this is one small story. Okay, assume you have a very nice meal. Just you finished your lunch. Assume you have a very fantastic meal and a very rich meal you had. And after rich meal, evening or morning, you have to go for exercise. If you do exercise, either morning or evening or both, if you do nice exercise, and also you had very nice meal, what will happen? A lot of growth factor will be produced in your body. Your body will produce a lot of growth factor that will bind with the membrane protein. That membrane protein is called tyrosine receptor kinase. Okay, tyrosine receptor kinase is a membrane protein. A portion of the protein outside the cell, another portion of protein is inside the cell, and it is a single protein. Okay, but also it has a small transmembrane domain. So this tyrosine receptor protein, now is bound with the growth factor. Immediately the tyrosine receptor protein, then the tyrosine receptor kinase protein, transmit the information, receive the information from outside the cell through the growth factor, and they inform inside the cell. Okay, they are saying, okay, outside a lot of nutrient are there. Outside the cell, a lot of nutrient are there. Outside the cell, we have enough space. So now cell can divide. Okay, that's the information. The protein, okay, tyrosine receptor kinase, pass through the membrane inside the the component of inside the cell. So the component of inside the cell is ROS GTPase. So ROS GTPase are receiving the signal from tyrosine receptor kinase. Then the ROS GTPase transfer the information to MAP kinase. There are 3 different type of MAP kinase. Okay, one by one the information was passed, and finally the information reached nucleus. See here, we ate lot. Also, we did good exercise. So the growth factor was produced. Okay, then what happened? The growth factor bind with a membrane protein. The membrane protein inform the presence of good nutrient and also space. Okay, to the ROS GTPase. ROS GTPase passes the information to the MAP kinase. MAP kinase passes the information one by one, and finally the information reaches the nucleus. Go to next slide, please. See here, the growth factor passes the information through ROS, then finally to MAP kinase, then finally it reaches the nucleus. It here in the nucleus, CDK cycling complex is activated. So CDK cyclin complex is activated. CDK immediately goes and phosphorylate RB. RB is otherwise called retinoblastoma. Retinoblastoma always bound with the E2F. E2F is a transcription factor. Okay, E2F and RB always bound together. So now, cyclin goes there and the phosphorylate the RB. Now the interaction between RB and E2F is dissociated. So what happened immediately? Lot of gene expression turned on, and then cell starts its progress from G0 cell. It moves to G1, then it goes to S phase, then it goes to G2, then mitosis was triggered. So mitosis is activated during this process. Mitosis is activated. So more mitosis happens. So we are growing. So this is a signal we are receiving from outside the cell, and we are the signal reached the nucleus, and then the mitosis is induced. Okay, that's very nice biology. Okay, almost like this. For example, something happened, the college is closed. How the information will be passed to the student? First, the principal will receive the information from secretariat. Secretariat, inform the message to the principal. Then the principal receive the message, and then principal inform to the faculty members, the teaching faculty members. Then they inform the students. Okay, different message they are passing in the same pattern. Similarly here, one protein, the growth factor inform the resource available to tyrosine receptor kinase. Tyrosine receptor kinase inform the matter to ROS. ROS inform the matter to MAP kinase. MAP kinase inform the matter to cyclin. Cyclin inform the matter to RB. RB control E2F. Now E2F is pushing the cell and induce the mitosis. Okay, this is what going on. Similarly, in our cell, more than 200 pathways are there. This is called pathway. All the signal transmission is called pathway. Similarly, we have more than 200 pathways are there. What we saw, just one pathway, MAP kinase, pathway of cell cycle, induction. Okay. Likewise, more than 200 pathways are there in our body, and they control our biological process. Okay. Next slide, please. So we saw one example how the mitosis is induced by MAP kinase and the tyrosine receptor kinase and cyclin. We saw them. Now we are going to learn about Wnt signaling. Already I showed you how the Wnt was found out. Already I showed you how many varieties of Wnt proteins are there. Already I showed you. Here this slide shows the Wnt signaling pathway. But this slide is much crowded. Okay, if I start explaining, you will be confused because most of you may be a pure biology student. Okay, may have less exposure to molecular biology. So I skip the slide. I want to reduce the burden. I want to cut short many things. I want to tell you very discrete information for better understanding. So we can go to next slide. Yeah, see here, this is a Wnt signaling pathway. In our normal time, okay, there is a protein called LRP, is a membrane protein. Also, frizzled is another membrane protein. Okay, they are on the membrane. Similarly, in cytoplasm, beta catenin, GSK3 beta, ABC, axin are together, and all proteins are together, and they degrade beta catenin. Beta catenin is a protein. Their protein is degraded in a normal condition of our body. Assume by accident you cut your small cut happen in your finger, or small injury happen in your leg, or wherever on your body, small incision or tissue damage, or something happen, small scale or large scale. Immediately what will happen? The cells, nearby cells, are producing Wnt. Wnt after synthesis, this Wnt will be secreted out. The Wnt binds with the presiled protein. Okay, is on membrane. Okay, Wnt bind with the presiled protein, also L or P. So now what happened after this binding? The complex, beta-catenin complex, a lot of changes happen. Okay, now GSK 3 beta is a peripheral protein. It can bind with membrane now. In normal condition, it's not. It's in cytoplasm. Now, during this condition of injury or tissue damage, the GSK beta is now bound with the membrane, and APC is separated out. Beta-catenin is free now. This beta-catenin migrates from cytoplasm to nucleus. Okay, that's the difference. In a normal condition, beta-catenin is in cytoplasm. But during something happened to like injury or like tissue damage time, the beta-catenin is free. Okay, not bound with the APC. Okay, it's completely free. This molecule enter into the nucleus, and then it trigger variety of gene, and the gene expression trigger the mitosis. So what happened during the at the injury site? The more cell division happens. Cell divides rapidly to fill the gap, to replace the tissues. That's what happening. So what happened? The injury site will be healed. So this is very important. After the complete, cure of this, tissue damage or the injury, that this pathway will be turned off. That means the beta-catenin will be arrested in the cytoplasm. They won't be allowed to nucleus. Now what will happen? All the bioprocess, the very vigorous mitosis will be stopped. So vigorous mitosis turned on is in the hand of Wnt. Okay, if a cell wants to divide very fast manner, Wnt should be produced. So the body manages Wnt very nicely, and they control mitosis accordingly. So in many cancer cells, in many cancer cases, Wnt is produced mistakenly, and this pathway is turned on continuously, and so tissues are growing fastly. So what happened? We are facing the cancer problem. Okay, so irregular division of cell happens that develop cancer, and we are suffering. So if we can find a small molecule to arrest the Wnt or to activate the Wnt, that molecule we can use it as a drug. Okay, there is a link between cancer and also regeneration. Regeneration also, associated with the high level of mitosis. Cancer also associated with high level of mitosis. Both the case, cell divides a lot. But in the cancer case, cell divides randomly. Cell divides, highly professional and orderly way, and they develop the lost organ or damaged organ in the case of regeneration. But during cancer, same speed of cell division happens, but how, the end result is irregular cell production. Okay, then we can see the cancer. So cancer and regeneration are very close terms, very close events, but one is very like orderly division. Okay, another one is like highly random, irregular division of cells. That's the difference between regeneration and cancer. Okay, in a way, I can say that each cancer tissue, okay, they try to regenerate something, but they couldn't finish the, task. Mistakenly, they are doing something else. The process of regeneration is not completed. So cells are dividing and dividing, unwantedly cells are dividing, and we are suffering. So around the world, so many researchers are working on this area. Okay, and they want to understand the Wnt signaling. If we can understand 100%, the scientific depth of Wnt signaling, then we can solve cancer problem. If we can understand 100% the Wnt signaling, we can understand 100% the regeneration process. So understanding of regeneration process and also understanding of cancer is in the hand of Wnt signaling. So you or me or any one of us, we can understand completely the Wnt signaling. I'm sure 100% we can solve both the problem. So if we can solve the cancer, thousands of people, millions of people we can save. Okay. Also, if you can understand the regeneration completely, okay, no need to worry about any disease. If any organ, if it is damaged, no worry. Just we can tend on the Wnt, and also we can regenerate whatever the organ you want. We can do it. Okay, this is the beauty of biology. So as a biology student, if you if you read a lot in the direction of Wnt signaling, you will have very fantastic future, and you will be rewarded and also recognized by the world highly. Okay, next slide, please. So here, see activation of Wnt signaling. Okay, this was done in 2009 by Moore. Moore is a scientist. Okay, he found out a compound called Way316606. Way316606 is a small molecule. The molecular structure, I have shown here. Enlarge the screen and you can understand. That is the molecular structure I have shown. This is a compound called Way316606. It's a chemical. This chemical mimic Wnt. This chemical mimic Wnt. So they loaded this chemical in a the bone cells. They loaded this chemical. Okay, and then what happened? This chemical, after adding this chemical, a lot of changes happens in Wnt signaling. Okay, and GSK3 is recruited to membrane, and beta catenin is free. Now Wnt signal is on. So what happened? Cell nicely divides, and bone formation we can see. Okay, so with a small chemical, if we can add in a plate, you can develop bone. Okay, such a scientific breakthrough Moore did on 2009. Okay, so activation of Wnt by a small chemical. That chemical mimic Wnt protein, and we can develop bone outside the body. Okay, this remarkable work was done by Moore at 2009. Okay, next slide, please. See here, this is an amazing work. Cardio 1-4 are small molecules. Okay, all small molecules. The small molecules was found out by Nee et al. Nee is a scientist. Their group on 2011 they found this chemical, 4 different chemicals. When we add the chemical in a cell plate, okay, what happened? The cell differentiate, and we can get cardiomyocytes. Cardiomyocytes can beat, can compress and extend their shape, and they can create the heartbeat like movement. So the cell, the cardiomyocytes can be generated by just adding the chemical to the stem cell. First, we have to embryonic stem cell. We have to isolate. Okay, then we have to load this chemical to this embryonic stem cell. Then we can get the cardiomyocytes. Okay, so the cardiomyocytes, how they are, produced is very simple. The cardio 1-4 compounds binds with frizzled and also LRP like protein, and that activate Wnt signaling. Okay, how they activate the Wnt signaling? The GSK3 is recruited to membrane, and axin also recruited to membrane. The beta catenin is now free. APC is separated from beta catenin. Now beta catenin enters into nucleus, and that trigger a lot of cell differentiation, and now the stem cell is differentiated into cardiomyocytes. Okay, this remarkable work was done on 2011. Okay, by knee group. Okay, next slide, please. Yes, see here, this work was done by Wang. Wang is a Chinese professor, but he's working in US. He found a small molecule. Okay, the small molecule structure I have shown here. Okay, this structure is called XAV939. XAV939 is a small molecule. The structure of molecule mimic the Wnt8 molecule. I already told you that we have more than 16 different Wnt in our body. Each one is doing unique function. So here, Wnt8 like molecule, if you add in an embryonic stem cell, okay, that trigger the Wnt signaling, beta catenin enter into the nucleus, and what happened, slowly, the cardiomyocytes are developed. Then they're adding different growth factors. Then what happened, the mesoderm was developed. Then they're adding different growth factors. Then endothelial, smooth muscles, and hemorrhagic lineage cells all developed. Then outside the cell, we can develop our heart. So our heart can be developed in a petri dish. Outside the body, in a small dish, we can develop human heart. Okay, using the mouse embryonic stem cell and also the Wnt signaling molecule. And also Wnt, signal molecules, it's possible even to develop whatever the organ you want, we can develop. Okay, so this work was done in US by Wong et al. Okay, on 2011. Okay, next slide, please. So here we saw 3 examples.